everybody, welcome to my channel again. I want to give a big thank you to all of you guys who subscribe to my channel, to those of you who comment, private message me. I truly appreciate your support and your love. Uh, and for those of you who private message me, you guys sincerely make my day. Thank you guys very much. I try to respond to as many as I can. Thank you guys very much. Your love is truly appreciated and reciprocated as well. Also, I want to wish you guys a happy St. Patty's Day for those of you who celebrate it. For those of you on the other spectrum that just like to drink, um, happy St. Patty Day too. uh, so let's get into this reading. This is going to be for Scorpios, for my fellow Scorpios out there. Um, for you, Scorpio, if you're listening to this, you see I am acknowledging that you're watching my video. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Okay, so let's get into this. This is for Scorpios for the month of March 2017. What are the messages? What are the messages for Scorpios for March 2017? What are the messages? The messages for Scorpios for March 2017. Okay, this is going to be my last shuffle. Now, I do recall my previous reading for Scorpios. There is a lot of major life transformations going on for you guys. Um, and I'm actually experiencing that myself. I do have many friends that are Scorpios, and I have a brother who is a Scorpio as well. Uh, Congratulations to him and to his girlfriend. Now let's get into this. Oh, okay. For some reason, I pulled out more than 10 cards. Sorry for my cell phone. If it keeps going off, I forgot to turn off the notifications, and I'm pretty sure that's you, Scorpio. Okay, so I pulled out 11 cards. So let's get right into this reading. Now, the card that's symbolizing the heart of the matter is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords it doesn't have to mean, or it doesn't have to represent a sun sign. It can also be their moon or rising. Or if your moon and rising is in an air sign, which would be Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, this can very well represent your energy for the month of March. And the Queen of Swords is very sturdy. It's an energy of focus more than anything for the month of March. You're very focused, you're very determined. You're looking at things for really what they are, and basically using that sword to cut down through the bullshit and see things for what they are. Whether it's what people present to you or whether it's you presenting to them, you're very direct for the month of March. Now, the card that is crossing you, that is coming up as a challenge for the month of March, is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is another water sign, or it can very well represent you yourself, and this, like you being your own challenge for the month of March. Okay, now what does that mean? Well, the Queen of Cups usually represents a water sign, so it would be another Scorpio, it would be a Pisces or a Cancer. But again, it is a challenge, and this is a Scorpio reading. So perhaps you are your own challenge for the month of March. What does that mean? Well, that entails perhaps you are, there's a situation that's probably scaring you. Perhaps you are fearing. With the Queen of Swords being at the heart of the matter, and maybe some type of responsibility is kind of scaring you or freaking you out a little bit for the month of March. And you're kind of self-sabotaging, or you just becoming, what's that word I'm looking for? You're becoming, oh my God, what's that word? You are not taking into action what you know and you're aware you should be doing. And you're kind of using the excuse that, well, this is how I am, this is how I've always been, they should know that, or they should understand that. And that's not how it works. That's not how it should be. And again, you can be self-damaging yourself in this present position because it is your challenge. So that can very well represent those of you who are in a relationship. Now, for those of you who are single, uh, and the reason why I say that is I'm not getting a reading that a sense that this reading has to do with work. I believe it has to do either with your social interactions or that of relationships. Now, for those of you who are single or have been single for a while, the challenge here is um, do not be so. This can go both ways because it is a general reading. So, if you are the type of Scorpio, which I rarely find Scorpios that, open up very easily or that truly speak what they want and what they desire, unless your moon or rising is uh, a more passive type of energy, then perhaps. But if you're the one that usually says too much about yourself or puts yourself out there too much or opens up or becomes vulnerable to other people, then your challenge for the month of March, is to not do that. Okay? Because you're only damaging or hurting yourself. If you speak about past relationships or how they've done you or what they've done to you, you're only preparing other people to know your limits. And if they are aware that you've been bruised and battered and gone through war basically in a relationship, then they're off the top of their head thinking, well, this person can actually deal with a lot of bullshit. So it can mean two things. They will not want to bullshit you, or they will definitely be interested in bullshitting you because they know that you'll be able to uh, write it out for a while. So again, just be very mindful when it comes to that, okay? Now, for those of you who, again, have not been in a relationship and um, you're on the other spectrum of this where you don't open up very easily and you find it difficult to connect with other people for the month of March, it is necessary for you to open up. It is necessary for you to become a little bit more vulnerable or more open to the idea of allowing other people to come into either your social circle, or to give them the opportunity of getting to know the real you. And again, this can fall on both spectrums because it is a generalized energy. Now, the card that's symbolizing that of the subconscious is the Six of Wands. So there's recognition, there's respect, there is some type of achievement coming your way, whether it's that you get an increase at your workstation where you work, or your work environment, or the company you're working for. There's definitely some type of recognition coming your way that you're not aware of and you don't understand or you don't know about it at the present time. Now, for those of you who are not employed or not working at the current moment, there's definitely a opportunity being given to you or a position being offered to you that is going to bring some type of recognition or some type of authoritative type of position, not just to you, but to your colleagues and people around you. Like they're going to gain a little bit more respect for you in some resort or in some way. Now, the card that is symbolizing your past and passing position is the Justice card. And the Justice card can very well represent yourself and you perhaps being very analytical or being judgmental or uh, just misjudging in past relationships. Perhaps you weren't just in your previous relationship. Perhaps now, with the Queen of Swords, perhaps you, because I do see the Queen of Swords looking at the Justice. So again, you feeling like maybe in your past relationship they did you wrong, or they didn't put enough effort as you should have. And with this Queen of Swords is seeing things and discerning things really for what they are. And it's looking towards the Justice card. So perhaps this person is more, this person that is currently in your present position, which would be either a person you're dating, or it can again represent a person that is taking on this energy of the Queen of Swords. Is more discerning, is more bold, is more direct more than anything, and she's looking at this Justice card. So perhaps it's a person that is very just, very loyal, a person that is again, like I said, very intelligent, but more than that, a person that is not quick to judge or be judgmental. Now, the card that's symbolizing your crowning energy is the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is having a lot of options or choosing not to make a decision because based off your indecisiveness when it comes to options. Perhaps you're fearing that you're fearing that victory. Perhaps the universe is giving you an opportunity, something life changing, something that is dramatic that's going to happen in your life, and you're kind of like just up in the sky, just looking at the stars or something, like wondering when the opportunity shall arrive, and that opportunity is probably given to you. But you just need to be direct when it comes to decision making and sticking to that decision and pulling forth with that decision as well. Now, for those of you who are not in currently are not working, again, we go back to the Six of Cups. This is your underneath energy, which is what you're not aware of, and this is your crowning energy. So perhaps in the mist, there's opportunities that are going to come your way when it comes to work or finances, where you will be offered a new position, or you will be offered a position for those of you who are not working. For those of you who are working, perhaps there's going to be more than one to choose from, that is going to bring some type of recognition and some type of achievement to your background. Now, the card that is in your near future is the Knight. Sorry, it's the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is communicating, a lot of communication for the month of March. A lot of texting, a lot of calling, a lot of letters, a lot, just more than anything, a lot of communication coming back and forth. Wands are always about passion, very quick energy, a very pasty type of energy. But also it is talking about messages, because it is a page. Pages are always about messages. Now, the card that's symbolizing you at the present position or your advice is the Four of Spades. Now, the Four of Swords, what this is basically every four is about stability, and the four in the swords element is talking about taking some time to rest. It is necessary for you to rest, right? Uh, Rest your body, rest your mind. But more than resting, it's talking about analyzing or reflecting, I should say. That's the word. Reflecting. So, if we're talking about relationships, when it comes to relationships, perhaps in the past, uh, you were, perhaps in the past relationship that you were in, uh, th- this can very well also represent, the justice can be having to go through court or having to go some type of litigation when it comes to your past relationship. If for those of you who are married or have been married before, um, and you kind of feel like it was unfair to you, like you weren't treated fairly for everything you did or everything you felt you did. Now, with the Four of Swords, this is talking about reflecting and genuinely reflecting and looking at everything you've been through and what you've accomplished so far. Uh, the Four of Swords talks about, meditation and reflecting. Now, of with the Page of Wands, what this is saying is basically, um, there's a lot of communication coming into you. It's time for you to reflect or analyze what it is that you want. If you want to continue on, um, if you want to continue on the path that you're in, whether it's, a lot of the times when we've been single for a while, we kind of get used to that idea. We kind of get used to our freedom. It's time for you to analyze if that's really what you want. And if the answer to that is a no, then you have to understand, going back to the challenge for the month of March, is you have to understand that in order for people to genuinely get to know the real us, we have to be willing to open up. Okay? Now, for those of you who are in a relationship and you guys have taken some type of jump, some type of leap that elevates your status or elevates your relationship, like for those of you who are just occasionally dating, went from occasionally to monogamous relationship, or for those of you who decided to move in with another, whatever it may be. Um, Perhaps now you're feeling like you're needing some time to kind of soak everything in. Uh, Try to find your own pace, try to find your own routine again, because it's not the same thing living with a person than it is just living with yourself. So, for the month of March, the advice is try the best you can to meditate, try the best you can to use some type of outlet, whether it's writing, whether it's writing music, playing an instrument, whatever it may be. Put your focus on that, and that will relieve the stress, and that will help you and guide you. Uh, through this emotional type of month for you, Scorpios. Now, the card that's symbolizing those around you is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles, there's a lack of, or well, the Five of Pentacles usually represents lack of, but it can very well represent, for those of you who are single, it can represent also an earth sign, which would be a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn. And this is, I'm not sure if you can see, but um, the Four of Swords is right under the Five of Pentacles. So this can very well be representation. This is your advice card, and the card that follows is the Five of Pentacles. So again, perhaps there is some type of connection or some type of communication going back and forth with this earth sign, okay? Now, the card that's symbolizing your hopes and fears is the World card. And the World card, it talks about uh, it's a cycle, and the cycle coming to an end. So, for those of you who feel like life has completely switched up on you, like if at one point you were at the lowest low, you feel like you're at the highest high now, or if you've been at the highest high and now you feel like you've been at the lowest low, it's just a cycle, sweetheart. It's just a cycle. Understand that. Be aware of that. And at the end of the day, the world is nothing but blessings because you're completing a full cycle. A full cycle is in completion. And not just that, but you also have the Hermit. And the Hermit card talks about going within yourself and finding an outlet, or again, talking about meditation, or talking about religion, or talking about whatever it may be that you're interested in. Is going for that and following your own light, and you will be guided, and you will be guided to succeed. You will be guided to that success, that achievement, that, once you get to the world, it's like you go in the tarot, you go from a zero all the way to the world. And those are major arcana. So those are major transformations happening at your life in your present time. Again, in this tarot, or in this tarot, the world is symbolized as a female entity, a female energy, and it's pregnancy. So it's like you birthing, or you bringing to creation either a serious relationship, either a marriage, or physically bringing a child into the world. And now there is a need for reflecting. There is a need to go within yourself to understand the situation. You Scorpios are very emotional creatures. You guys are very deep. And it usually takes a while for something that is like you're very passionate about or very strong about, um, for you guys to like basically make a move. A lot of the times it takes a while for you guys, but not because you guys are scared or anything like that, but more because you guys are so deep and so emotional that you're almost methodical when it comes to making decisions or taking action, that it takes a while for you to actually, before you actually take that step, okay? Now, finally, the final outcome card is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords with the near future card, there's a message of truth coming into you for the month of March. There's a message of truth or loyalty or clarity that is coming your way for the month of March. And with that, of the message coming to you or dawning on you, the Ace of Swords is obviously a new beginning. But more than new beginning, it's talking about the manifestation or the starting of manifestation uh, when it comes to, I mean, air, the Ace of Swords is in air energy. So it's talking about, it can be, at this present time, I don't think it's more so of the element, but the energy. And that energy of the Ace of Swords is, I'm not sure if you can see here, but the sword is being held, and in that sword, right at the tip of it, there is a crowning type of energy. So it's like you're finding or coming to terms or realizing something that is going to enlighten you, and it's coming down the sword, so that would be coming to your mind, to your understanding, or to your wisdom, if that makes sense. Okay? And it also speaks about decision, making a choice. Now, I want to wish you guys the very best. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I'm curious about this, so definitely comment below. Let me know what's going on with you guys, and we will see from each other soon, okay? Bye.